If you were born before 1966, I need you to stop whatever you're doing right now, because as of this month, the Social Security Administration may be holding money that legally belongs to you, money that was freed up by a law signed over a year ago. And they have not called you, they have not written you a letter, and your monthly deposit may still be wrong right now as you watch this. I'm not talking about a small adjustment. The average back payment sitting in the SSA's system for affected retirees is $6,710. Some people are owed over $22,000, and the deadline that matters most is July, because that is when SSA's internal correction processing window closes for a significant portion of pending cases. And unclaimed corrections don't carry forward. Stay with me. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, who is affected, and the 3 steps you need to take today. On January 5th, 2025, the President signed the Social Security Fairness Act into law. It eliminated 2 rules that had been quietly cutting Social Security checks for millions of Americans for over 40 years. Those 2 rules were called the Windfall Elimination Provision, the WEP, and the Government Pension Offset, the GPO. Now, most people have never heard those names. That's part of the problem. These rules were buried deep inside the Social Security Code, and they worked in silence. The WEP reduced monthly Social Security benefits for anyone who worked in a job that had its own pension system, a public sector job that didn't withhold Social Security taxes, while also working other jobs that did pay into Social Security. The average monthly reduction under the WEP was $480. Some people lost as much as $587 every single month, permanently. The GPO went after spouses and widows specifically. If you were entitled to a spousal benefit or a survivor benefit, and you also received a government pension, the GPO reduced that benefit by 2/3 of your pension amount. For 800,000 widows and widowers, that subtraction didn't just reduce their benefit. It wiped it out completely. They received 0. Both of those rules are now gone, permanently eliminated, and the law was made retroactive to January 2024's, meaning SSA owes every affected person the difference going all the way back, paid as a lump sum. Here's where it gets important for you personally. SSA has over 4 million individual account corrections to process under this law. They are working through them in batches. And when your case hasn't been reached yet, you keep receiving the old reduced amount, with no letter, no explanation, no flag on your account. There are people right now, in June 2026, whose monthly benefit has still not been corrected. There are people who received a one-time retroactive payment, but whose ongoing monthly amount is still running on the old reduced formula. And there are people who qualified for corrections under both WEP and GPO, but only had one applied. The SSA Inspector General flagged this as a significant concern in 2025. That is bureaucratic language for a large number of people have not received their full correction and have no way of knowing it. The corrections that are not challenged stay uncorrected. The money that is not claimed does not accrue interest. It does not carry forward. It sits. Now, let me be specific about who this applies to, because I want you to know immediately whether this is your situation. Group 1, retired teachers. If you taught in a public school in any of these states, Alaska, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Massachusetts, Missouri, Nevada, Ohio, Rhode Island, or Texas. And at any point in your working life, you also worked other jobs where you paid into Social Security. The WEP was likely cutting your check. Group 2, firefighters, police officers, and state or local government employees. Same states, same rule. If you paid into a public pension and also paid into Social Security through other employment, your benefit was reduced. Group 3, federal employees hired before January 1st, 1984 who were enrolled in the Civil Service Retirement System, CSRS, not FERS. If you're not sure which system you were under, call your former agency's HR office and ask directly. Group 4, Widows and widowers. This is the group I want to spend an extra moment on because this is where the largest amounts of unclaimed money are sitting right now. If your spouse worked in one of those public sector jobs, teaching, firefighting, government work, and you're collecting a survivor benefit, the GPO may have been reducing or completely eliminating what you receive. An 800,000 widow or widower had their entire survivor benefit taken away under this rule. If that was you, if you applied for a survivor benefit and were told you didn't qualify or received far less than expected, the Social Security Fairness Act may have changed everything for you. But here is the critical detail most people miss. If your survivor benefit was denied outright, not reduced, denied, the SSA system has no approved claim to reverse. You may need to reapply entirely. And if you don't, the money doesn't come automatically. Let me put real numbers on what we're talking about. The average monthly benefit increase for affected retirees under this law is $360 per month. That is $4,320 more per year, every year for the rest of your retirement. The average retroactive lump sum payment issued so far is $6,710. For widows and widowers whose survivor benefit was completely eliminated, the retroactive payment can exceed $22,000, covering January 2024 forward, plus that full benefit reinstated every month going forward. The Congressional Budget Office estimated the total value of all corrections owed under this law at $196 billion over the next 10 years. That money belongs to real people who earned it. And right now, a portion of it is sitting unclaimed. Here is exactly what you do. 3 steps, do not skip the third one. Step 1. Log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov. If you don't have an account, create one. You'll need your Social Security number and a valid email address. It takes about 10 minutes. Once you're logged in, open your benefit statement. Look at your current monthly benefit amount. Then look specifically for any line that references WEP or GPO. If you see a reduction listed there and your monthly benefit has not increased since January 2025, your correction has not been applied. Your case is still sitting in the queue. Step 2. Call the Social Security Administration directly. The number is 1-800-772-1213. Available Monday through Friday. When an agent answers, use these exact words. I want to verify whether my account has been fully corrected under the Social Security Fairness Act for WEP or GPO. Write that sentence down before you dial. That specific language tells the agent exactly which system to open and which correction history to pull. They will tell you immediately whether your case is closed, pending, or has not yet been assigned. If they say it is pending, ask for the expected processing date and ask them to note on your file that you called to follow up. If they tell you it's closed but your monthly amount still looks wrong, say these exact words. I would like to file a formal request for reconsideration. That phrase triggers a supervisor-level review, not just a standard callback, a separate review of your entire correction record. Step 3. For widows and widowers specifically, this is the step that determines whether you receive your full back payment or nothing at all. If your survivor benefit was not just reduced but eliminated completely under the GPO, do not assume the correction happened automatically when the law passed. Call SSA and ask this exact question. Does my case require a new survivor benefit application under the Social Security Fairness Act? That one question is the difference between collecting your back payment and watching it expire in the system unclaimed. Here's what we covered today. The Social Security Fairness Act eliminated the WEP and the GPO. 2 rules that had been cutting benefits for millions of retired teachers, government employees, firefighters, and their surviving spouses for over 40 years. The law is real. The back payments are real. The average check is $6,710. Some people are owed over $22,000. But SSA is not calling. SSA is not sending letters. The only way this money moves from their system into your account is if you take one of the 3 steps I just walked through. Log into ssa.gov and check your benefit statement. Call 1-800-772-1213 and ask specifically about your WEP and GPO correction status. And if you're a widow or widower whose benefit was denied outright, ask whether you need to file a new application. Do it before July. If you know someone born before 1966 who worked in public service, teaching, or government, or who lost a spouse who did, send them this video right now. One share could put thousands of dollars back in their account. Money the SSA has been holding since January 2024 without sending a single letter to tell them it exists. Subscribe and turn on the bell. I'll see you in the next round.